Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Do you sometimes get this feeling in World of Warcraft after you've depleted the 17th key in a row, got called a son of a so-and-so for the third time, and whatever else, that this game sometimes brings more frustration than fun when playing with strangers? I think everyone has had this feeling before, and I just stumbled upon something really funny. Apparently, a player just didn't feel like interacting with people anymore. I can totally understand that, especially when it comes to real life. And he set up a server where you play World of Warcraft, but completely with bots. No kidding, the world is populated by almost 2,000 bots. And in the end, they do their quests, they do dungeons, you can play with them, but nobody gets on your nerves, nobody insults you or anything like that. The whole thing went pretty viral a few days ago, so that's why we want to take another look at it here. But I'll say right away, the whole thing doesn't necessarily serve that purpose. So I'm not advertising for it because it's a private server and those are, of course, illegal. So anyone who plays on private servers is risking their account. Honestly, I think I've made that clear when talking about topics like Turtle WoW and others. I'm absolutely not a fan of private servers. I think it's good that Blizzard is taking action against them. But I also have to honestly admit, I actually find the idea here almost a bit funny. Let's take a look at the whole thing. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to support me, especially now during the YouTube summer slump. And yeah, what can I say? As I said, the whole thing was presented on Reddit about a week ago. But personally, I think Blizzard had a hand in it, either officially or in the WoW subs, because otherwise I can't explain why the post was removed. The video you just saw is from this server, but it was uploaded by someone else on their own. I'll link his channel in the video description. As credit, of course. But yeah, everything that was put in here is actually deleted on Reddit. And actually, I find the comments very interesting. They're about the so-called dead internet theory. And that also relates to these servers. The dead internet theory claims that the internet is actually dead and that most of the traffic, comments, and other things are generated by bots. And if we're being completely honest, if you sometimes look at Twitter and see what's going on there, it's confirmed that bots are active. And the whole thing is kind of frightening. Honestly, that happened here from time to time as well. People can definitely imagine a future where so-called dead MMOs are artificially brought to life by bots. Sorry, I have to laugh right now. I can't get past this comment every time, where someone asks if the Baron's chat works with the anal point and then puts a skill name after it. I'm 33 years old and I just can't help but laugh at these things. I'm sorry for that. So yeah, all in all, honestly, I don't think I'd want to play it. On the other hand, I think the idea behind it, like I said, is kind of funny. This is it. Solo craft. I'm showing it because anyone with 3 eyes in their head, well, 2 eyes, will find it on Google whether I show it or not. And the operator has also uploaded some videos about it on his channel. Like I said, you have to mention it's a private server. And I can definitely imagine that Blizzard would also say that's enough. How should I put it? The whole thing has gained some popularity recently. On the other hand, how should I put it? In the end, I think such servers don't pose a huge threat to Blizzard, since the guy, as far as I know, doesn't run an in-game shop or anything like that. He doesn't run one, so he isn't profiting. What I found very interesting from reading is that you can summon bots from level 1 to 60 and they'll play with you. So you can do dungeons, quests, including group quests and so on at any time. And at level 60, you can summon best-in-slot T3 bots. So you can choose whether to have good bots or not so good bots. And they will help you in the raid. And in the end, the dude also uploaded a video here where he completely smashes through Seathun with bots and just kills the dude. One thing I have to say about that, though, like I said, I'm not a fan of private servers. And Personally, I wouldn't risk it. If your account means anything to you in any way, I wouldn't go in there. I'm not sure how likely it is to be detected there, but I wouldn't want to risk it. But what I think is that Blizzard could learn something from this. And I don't mean that in the sense of, look, the game is much cooler with bots than Blizzard's own game. But if you take a look at this, here's what he built. You can just give commands to the bots and say, here, come to me, start beating up the boss, do AoE, stand still, move. You can control the bots together, you can move them individually, and honestly, I can understand why Blizzard shuts down private servers. But on the other hand, if you look at how follower dungeons work, you have exactly one button for your bots. Either they follow you or they run ahead. Based on that, I would already say that the bots he made here are smarter than what is in the actual official WoW game. If you don't necessarily see it only as competition, but also as, look, what did he do there, and what can we maybe take from that for our own game? I actually don't think the idea is bad. The same goes for the PvP battlegrounds. Now you have the option to do BGs against bots. In the future, there will also be arenas against bots. I think with patch 12.1 and here as well, in my opinion, from what I've seen in his videos, these bots act smarter and are easier to control than what's actually in the game. So, why not see the whole thing as an incentive and expand on a few things? I don't mean that World of Warcraft should now completely focus on bots either. But if you already have modes where players are supposed to learn with bots, then at least make sure they're not completely, well, dumb, right? And that's what they are right now. For example, even I am an absolute PvP noob. And against these bots in Arathi Basin and whatever else, even I can handle them. So these things are absolutely no challenge at all. And I think with a bit of an open mind, you could definitely take some things from that for World of Warcraft retail. But, well, that's just my opinion. In the end, as I said, playing on private servers is not allowed. But I somehow find the idea behind it kind of funny. And honestly, I would also find it funny for WoW itself, for people who maybe just want to play the story. Give them a mode where you don't have to be online. For example, where people only play with bots and can experience the story at their own pace. It will never happen, I'm sure of that. But I still find the idea interesting. What do you think? Share in the comments. Thanks for watching, see you next time, and take care.